live at the moment. Is Nigeria's pension system broken? Is Nigeria's pension system broken? There's a whole system intended to take care of Nigerians when they retire, right? But we often hear complaints from retirees about what they face from the system. We hear about unpaid or delayed gratuities, for example. We also hear complaints about how much they're receiving, which brings me to our big hard fact for today. According to PENCOM, by July of this year, Nigeria's pensions system had 9.4 million enrolled participants and 12.78 trillion naira in pension asset value. Now, if you do the rough math, that comes to about 1.35 million naira per contributor. Now, of course, the idea of a pension fund is that new contributors help pay for old ones. And also the money increases a bit because of interest. But the math is still useful to indicate on average what an average contributor can eventually expect to collect. And later, we're going to get into why that figure is the way it is, what it means for the future of the pension system, and whether anything can be done to grow that number. But for now, first of all, let us talk about the mechanics of the pension system. Because before we can even talk about how much pension people are getting paid, we have to talk about whether the system is paying them effectively and on time. And right now, it seems like a lot of retired government workers are having big problems getting their money out, especially state and local government workers. Last week in Ogun State, retirees protested at the state secretariat in Abeokuta. Apparently, they've owed a total of 68 billion naira. Hold on, let me look at that number. Yes, 68 billion naira in gratuities over 10 years. During the last election, Governor Dakwa Abiodun promised to clear the backlog, but the retirees are saying that since the election, there's been no progress. They claim that they've written to Governor Abiodun through 13 different channels with no response. They say that their backlog payments in some cases are as low as 3,000 naira a month. They've also met all 4 paramount rulers in the state to appeal to the government on their behalf. Then they spoke to all security agencies as well. No dice. So finally, last week, they blockaded the secretariat until the SSG, Tokumbo Talabi, spoke with them. And Ogun retirees are not alone. In Rivers State, retired government workers also protested earlier this month. They're claiming that they're owed gratuities since 2012. And monthly pension payments for 10 years. Think about that, since 2012. Since 2012, 300 of them have died without getting their gratuities. So just like their Ogun counterparts, they stormed the state secretariat. Commissioner of Police appealed to them and they dispersed. But they said they'll be back. And stories like this are not new. Over and over, we see these protests over unpaid pensions. And that's our first issue today. I remember a very recent BBC documentary done by a friend of mine, a journalist with the BBC, Yemisi. And you could see pensioners who would die without receiving their pensions. You'd see pensioners who would go to the office would consider them, file them as dead, but they're still alive, and they've been coming there every year to ask them, give me my money. Why are so many Nigerian states owing retirees their pensions? What are the root causes? What do you think can or should be done to ensure that the state governments honor pension obligations? Because I can't wrap my head around it. You work for years and years, 35 at least. The least that the state can do is make sure that you have something to retire on. It's insane to make you wait years to get it. But I also want to hear your stories about pensions in Nigeria. Is our pensions system broken? We've got just the number for our female callers, 01465 7190. Everybody can call that number, 01465 7190. If you are abroad, give us a call via Skype. Skype is Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info FM for our listeners abroad. Of course, if you can't get through via the phone lines, there's always social media. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. YouTube is Nigeria Info FM. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. 080-959-75805. Hello, thank you for calling us.
Hello.
Thank you for calling. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, this is Mr. Austin calling from Ifo, Ogun State.
Welcome, Mr. Austin.
My own issue is the one of power holding. Since 2013, they collected the layoff off. Then they promised that the following year, before the following year will end, they will pay the remaining gratuity. Up to today, we have been filing court cases. They go to National Assembly. Up to today, they haven't answered us. I don't know whether you can use your office to call a Jairo to come and answer us, or how you go with our money. Please help us. We are crying. Some of us have died without collecting kobo. Please help us to call a Jairo to come and answer us.
Okay.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you so much for calling us all the way from Ogun State. 01465 7190. 01465 7190. That's the number to try. You can also try 01465 7191 and 01465 7192. I told you that the Ogun SSG Tokumbo Talabi met with the protesting retirees, and that conversation with Talabi gave us more details about the pension problem in Ogun. Right? And incidentally, our first caller was from Ogun State. Now, first of all, the money that they're paying in Ogun isn't being paid through proper channels. Most of these protesters are local government retirees. So legally, their pensions should be processed through and paid by the State Bureau of Local Government Pensions. But instead, the State Ministry of Finance has been handling the payments, which is against the law. The retirees believe that this illegality is also causing a bottleneck in the payments. On the government's part, Talabi explained to the pensioners that lack of funding is the reason why their payments are late. And he asked them to show patience. And when you talk about a pension fund, there can only be two reasons for lack of funds, right? So it's either the funds have been diverted illegally, or the funds have run out because the amount of new contributions has generally been less than the amount that they've paid out. So the question is, which of these two reasons is behind the pensions crisis in states like Ogun? The state is diverting pension funds to other things, or are the funds themselves simply not viable? And all of that brings us back to our big hard fact: 12.78 trillion naira in pension asset value and 9.4 million contributors. And more contributors are coming. If we want to ensure that there's enough money to pay all of them, we're going to need to increase contributions. And we're going to need to find a way to grow that money in the fund. And we're going to need to find new ways to make sure that no government official can take money that is meant for pensions payment and put it somewhere else. Because we hear about old government pensions the same way we hear about old government salaries. But really, we shouldn't be hearing about either of them. These payments should be automatic. Nobody in government should have the ability to say, we won't pay pensions this month because FAC was low. Come on, man. In government finance, we talk about the first line charges, right? And other mechanisms that are meant to take payment decisions out of the hands of government officials. And yet we still have this situation where government officials can decide to withhold salaries and pensions or prioritize other expenditure over them. How can this be fixed? Because that's my big question. What can be done to take the decision whether to pay or not to pay pensions or out of the hands of government? 014657190. Hello, thank you very much for calling us.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir? Turn your radio off. What's your name?
Steven. Hello?
You're Steven? Hello?
Yes, please, I want to complain on the person I'm working with presently.
You want to complain about the person you're working with? Hello, Steven?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I've been working with them now for the past 5 years.
Okay.
There's nothing like a pension for us. I don't know what we can do.
What organization is that? What organization is that? What's their name? What's their name? Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Please, if you can, call back and tell me, what's the name of that organization that isn't paying you pensions, because they're actually breaking the law. If an organization is not, contributing to your pensions, they're breaking the law. 99.3. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening. What's your name, sir?
Oh, okay. You have Mr. Sam calling from Ikorodu.
Mr. Sam from Ikorodu. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Go ahead. You're live on the show now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for this subject that you have brought up for discussion, especially with the emphasis on the state. I will say that for the pensioners, I stand to be corrected. This present government, federal government, have been trying so much for the federal pensioners. The case of Nigerian Railway Corporation is a case file of which I retire from there.
Okay.
Period to this government, railway pensioners have been suffering even when there was oil boom and we sell more oil above the oil price. But in recent time, thank God for one of our leaders who was the union chairman by then, one Mr. Onyeki. He was able to work railway pensioners to the federal government. Immediately the money comes in, they make sure railway pensioner salary is available. Though very, very meager. But at this moment that I'm talking to you, the new minimum wage for the pensioners has been implemented in Nigerian Railway Corporation. I stand to be corrected.
Okay.
For the state, the problem is some of the so-called union leaders. Just like the case of Ogun State that you mentioned, when they carry placard and go to the government house, at the end of the day, some of them are settled and they went back to sleep. They will not follow up. But thank to God for railway pensioners, they have always have good leaders who will front their case to the logical conclusion. That is why every month end, even before 31st, railway pensioners have collected their salary. So I give kudos to this present government for a pensioners. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much for calling us, Mr. Sam from Ikorodu. 99.3. Hello.
Hi, Sandra. How are you doing? This is Alex.
Alex, welcome.
Yeah, I just want to point out some things. That now I might sound crazy and selfish, but the truth is sometimes I have no sympathy for these pensioners.
Okay.
And let me tell you why.
Why?
The system is faulty. Have you ever witnessed the arrogance of a typical civil servant in their office? They know that the system we run is faulty. They know that what the means of payment and administration of remunerations is faulty. They are in there, they don't do anything about it. They are hobnobbing with the politicians. They are loving them up and everything, right? And then suddenly, bam, the date of retirement comes. Then the rest of Nigerians will be sent. You and I, you see how we are burning our credits. We are worrying now on their behalf. Meanwhile, they were swimming in this malfeasance with the politicians all along. Look, I have an uncle. I'm talking from experience. I have an uncle who recently retired. When he was in government, my God, he was radiant. He was living the life. He was a big boy by everybody's standard. As I speak to you today, we pray for him that he's able to survive his retirement. Do you understand my point, Sandra?
Yes.
I hope I'm not just rambling.
I'm hearing you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I say I have no sympathy for them. And it's the same thing with the same problem we have with all our government, entire government infrastructure as a whole. We are in there and we are enjoying it. We know that there is everything wrong with it. But they are sitting down there, they are comfortable in the meantime because it favors just them, their close-knit circle. And then when the problem comes, you and I begin to worry on their behalf. I have no sympathy whatsoever for them.
Alex, thank you for calling. I wonder if you agree with Alex or if you disagree with Alex, because there's also the problem of how much. Last week I brought you the story of police retirees protesting at the National Assembly. They were asking for the police to be removed from the contributory pension scheme, partly because they believe the scheme is not paying out well enough for them. And they give us some figures. So a retired police inspector gets an upfront gratuity of 785,000 naira, 785,284 naira. And they get a monthly payout of 22,000 naira. That's for a retired police inspector. A retired ASP's monthly payout is 16,000 naira. And when we talked about this last week, I told you that a big part of this problem is the way that inflation and devaluation affects pensions. Incidentally, we also just talked a bit about inflation during Madam Landlord when we're talking about the National Housing Fund. Do you know about that, by the way? Did you miss that conversation I had at 4 o'clock? If you missed it, you can listen again on our website, nigeriainfo.fm, or you can listen on Spotify. Hard Facts is available on Spotify. Go ahead and listen there. You can also listen on Google Podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, on everywhere at all that you stream your podcasts. But yeah, inflation and devaluation affects pensions. Because pensions are a long-term investment. You start paying today, you collect it 30 or 35 years from now. And like I said last week, if you told a police officer in 1986 that when he retires, he will get 800,000 naira upfront, 22,000 naira a month in 1986, my guy go dey dance. He go dey dance. You understand? Because that was huge money back then. By the late 90s, $1 was 10 naira. So that guy was looking at $2,200 a month. But over the last 3 decades, the naira has fallen very badly against the dollar. Also, inflation has eroded the naira's buying power. Now, what other countries are doing? What other countries do about their own inflation and devaluation? Yes, they have to deal with inflation and devaluation. And even if their own is less than our own, they still have to deal with it, right? But what they do is that the pension fund administrators are allowed to invest pension money in different places to grow the money. That's what they're doing. That's how come it's not destroying the value of their pensions. If your pension fund can get returns that are higher than inflation and devaluation combined, it can keep up with the times. If not, it can't keep up with the times. And in Nigeria, pension funds are very limited in what they can invest in. PENCOM has a list of allowable investments for pension funds, and basically they can only put their money in federal and state government bonds, treasury bills, and other securities. They can also put their money in stocks that are traded in the Nigerian market. And then they can also put their money in real estate funds and other funds in the Nigerian market. So basically, our pension funds are limited to investing in Nigerian vehicles. And generally, the Nigerian investment market has not done very well, at least not well enough to grow the pension funds. Which is why you have experts that have been calling for the government to deregulate the pension funds a bit, allow them to invest outside the country, bring in the returns to pay retirees. It's something that we're seeing pension funds in other countries doing more and more of. And then you now look at the problem of contributions themselves. Salaries have not kept up with inflation and devaluation, and since pension contributions are a proportion of salaries, it means that pension contributions are not rising fast enough to keep up with the pension funds formula. So it's a big problem. And as a society, we're going to need to figure out very soon if we want the pension system to survive. And this is not just for civil servants now. This is for the rest of us. This is for everyone. How do we solve this problem? Should the Nigerian government let pension funds invest outside the country to increase the potential yield for retirees? But even away from that, what's your own pension story? Do you have a pension story? Do you think state governments failing to pay pension arrears is because they cannot pay it, or do you think it's because they will not pay it? Is it that the funds are not there, or the funds are being diverted? Are there mechanisms that can be put in place to prevent them from not paying the pensions when it's time to pay the pensions? That takes it away from their hands, that makes it not a choice for them, that makes it a whether they like it or not, they have to pay. Hello, good evening. Sorry about that. 99.3.
Hello.
Thank you for calling. What's your name?
This is Moses calling back. Actually, I agree. I concur with Alex. Number one, today now, those people that are giving the pensioner trouble, are they not going to refute pension too? That is how they were when in their own time. You see, when you're working under government, you don't think of tomorrow. And that's the problem many people are having. Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
That's the problem many people are having. They forget tomorrow. You understand? They are just one way. The people suffering those pensioners, the people causing the issues today are the younger ones, trust me. Are the younger ones that tomorrow too, they will now collect their own pension. Will you now still be shouting for them? They never helped the people there. So all this still boils down to one word called love. You see, this love, we don't have it. There are so many hypocrites in this country. We don't have love, and that is what affects every little things we do. We never consider the other person. You may be rich today and you may be poor tomorrow. Trust me, it can happen. You understand?
All right.
Hello?
All right, Moses, thank you very much for calling and sharing that with us. I wish we didn't have to go on a break, but we do. But when we come back, we'll take more of your thoughts, because I'm sure that there are people who want to tow Alex's line or disagree with Alex, or even answer my question about how we can ensure that the choice is taken away from the hands of the successive state governments, how we can take the power to decide whether they should pay pensions or not, and just simply automate the process and make sure that people who retire are not left at the mercy of successive governments. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. This is Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Don't go away. Popular investment company, the UK Dion Group, has announced the official grand opening of its newly acquired 7th-floor corporate head office in Lekki Phase 1. The grand opening event will also officially unveil the 5 new subsidiaries of the UK Dion Group. The group's steady growth and expansion necessitated the move to acquire the new corporate office building. The 7th-floor building will accommodate the flagship brands of the group, the UK Dion Investment Limited and the Dion Factory, as well as the new ones, which are the Dion Logistics, Dion Homes, and also for real estate. The Microfinance Bank, the Bureau de Change, and the House of Dion, the media and entertainment arm. The launch date is Wednesday, 29th of September, 2021. Venue, Plot 1B, Ganiyu Bola Husani Close, off Raman Adebayo, Central Lekki Estate, Lekki Phase 1, Lagos. Time, 9:30 a.m.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
As a partner who shares your ambition, we understand what it takes to break barriers and expand your business. That's why we're excited to introduce the Smart Business Loan from Standard Chartered Bank.
With the SC Smart Business Loan, you can get up to 20 million naira to expand your business. This is available to schools, manufacturers, retail and wholesale traders with no collateral needed. Smart Business Loan from Standard Chartered Bank is easily accessible. Simply contact your relationship manager or send an email to nigeriabb.products@sc.com or call 234-123-68475, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. workdays. To get started, visit www.sc.com/ng for more details. Standard Chartered Bank, here for good.
Our oil walkathon is back. In commemoration of this year's World Heart Day, join us for the Power Oil Walk Heart On, starting at the Ikoyi Link Bridge and the Teslim Balogun Stadium at 6:30 a.m. on Saturday, the 2nd of October, 2021. Come out with your friends and family. Let's have some fun as lots of exciting activities, music, and refreshment awaits you. Listen to your heart. Let's walk together for our hearts. See you there.
Power oil, hey, power oil.
Charles!
Yes, mommy?
Go and bring 2 sachets of hypo bleach for me.
Why 2?
Because I'm using one to soak the whites and using one to kill all the germs.
But I can't see any germs here.
They are so tiny you can't see them. But they are there. And that is why I trust only hypo bleach to kill them all.
Make your white fabrics whiter and your household free of illness causing germs and viruses with the disinfecting power of hypo bleach.
Coming! Oh, Vincent, just the person I want to see. You're welcome. Please sit down, sit down.
What happened, Chief? You're looking all bright and cheerful today, unlike last week when...
Forget about last week. I now have my insurance policy from Linkage Assurance PLC. That means all my containers, motor vehicles, and my warehouse are well protected.
Hey, I hear that Linkage Assurance PLC is now bigger,
yes,
bolder,
yes,
and better to offer various classes of insurance like motor insurance, oil and gas, fire and burglary, agriculture, marine and aviation, and general accident insurance with prompt claim settlement.
To get your Linkage Assurance policy, please call 0700 546 52273. Linkage Assurance PLC. Protection that counts.
When Fumi found her glow sim after months of searching, she quickly recharged and the unexpected started happening. Every time she recharges, she gets knocked out with 22 times bonus.
Oh, yeah, sorry now. Oh, please, I can't keep up.
It's a glow thing because you get knocked out with 22 times bonus on every recharge. Be like Fumi, dial *777# today to subscribe.
Glow Unlimited.
Say you wanna feel that boost? Allow me to introduce Amber Energy Drink. No more shutting down, we're going up. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber is the remedy. Go around, tell somebody. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber is the remedy. Go around, tell somebody. Say, what are you waiting for? Yeah, now you can do more because Amber Energy Drink there for you. Amber Energy Drink there for you. Don't need to go too far. You can find it where you are because Amber Energy Drink there for you. Amber Energy Drink there for you.
Amber Energy Drink. Stimulate the energy in you.
Sunshine, you make me smile. You brighten my day. Lipton iced tea. Sunshine in a bottle. In every way. Lipton iced tea. No be lie, yo. You give me refresh. Lipton iced tea. I can't deny my sunshine drink. Lipton iced tea. Oh yeah, show me your shine. Come make me chop better life, baby. Mommy and daddy and everybody show me your bottle joy.
Chop better life with sunshine in a bottle with the refreshingly delicious Lipton iced tea. Available in peach and lemon flavors.
Lipton iced tea.
Lipton iced tea. Deliciously refreshing.
If you're a Visa card holder, you're a VIP, aka Visa Important Person. It means you have exclusive access to amazing discounts and offers from a wide selection of Visa partners like Adidas stores, David Wedge, Rough and Tumble, and others when you sign up to visacards.africa or download the Visa Benefits and Offers app.
Truly, life is better when you pay with Visa. Available to all Visa card holders. Ask your bank for a Visa card today. Visa, everywhere you want to be.
We've had many battles, we have won some wars, but in all our struggles, we have lost loved ones. It may be cloudy outside, but not for very long. We will surely see the sun, 'cause we know no matter the weather, no matter the tide, we go there together. We stand by your side. No yawa, no problem. Go fit stand to fight us. We go stand together. We go beat them down.
Need money? Rent money. Need money? Rent money. Need money? Rent money.
Visit rentmoney.com or call 0700 5500.
Need money? Rent money. Need money? Rent money. Need money? Rent money. Need money? Rent money.
Visit rentmoney.com or call 0700 5500.
Need money? Rent money.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
It's 5:32. Today we're talking about the pension system. Is Nigeria's pension system broken? That's my big question, because last week in Ogun State, retirees protested at the state secretariat in Abeokuta because they've been owed a total of 68 billion naira in gratuities for over 10 years. And Ogun State is not alone there. I also told you about River State, and then I told you about other states as well. I mean, this is happening all over the country. And my question is, why are so many Nigerian states owing retirees their pensions? What are the root causes? What can we do? What should be done to ensure that state governments honor pension obligations? And what are your pension stories in Nigeria? Do you think our pension system is broken? Then we also talked about what Tokunbo Talabi said. He's the SSG in Ogun State. And he said that money isn't being paid through the proper channels, and that's why they've not been paying pensions. He said that, that it's lack of funding that is the reason why their payments are late. And it made me ask, Omo, why is there a lack of funds? Because the only way for there to be lack of funds is either funds have been diverted illegally or funds have run out because not enough new contributions are being made. So which of these two reasons is behind the pensions crisis in states like Ogun? So that was my second question on the show. Are state governments failing to pay because they cannot or because they will not? Are the funds there or are the funds being diverted? Are the funds not there or are they being diverted? Are there mechanisms that can be put in place to prevent fund diversion? 01465 7190, 01465 7191, and 01465 7192. Everybody can call that number, not just women. Hello, thanks for calling us.
Sandra, sorry, there's something I wanted to add and I forgot. My pension is still with PENCOM.
What's your name?
One truth is that...
What's your name?
It's Moses. Moses.
Hi, Moses.
My pension is still with PENCOM. And the truth is that they should give everybody their pension. They should give you their money. They will say until you get to one age. So if I don't get to 50-something, I won't get the money. That's not okay. The money is depreciating every blessed day. If you decide to collect everything, they should give it to you. I don't know why. We need to fight about this. They shouldn't hold your money for you. When you want your money, it's your money. You should be able to get it. I don't know this kind of trick that you can't get your own money. because government say you must get to social age. That I don't understand at all. Because by the time you will be able to get the money will be of no use.
Okay, Moses, thanks for calling back. 99.3, hello. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. Hello.
Yeah, President Sandra.
Good to have you on the show, sir. What's your name?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Christopher.
Welcome, Christopher.
Thank you very much. I think it's greed and wickedness. You remember there was a time the government was proposing, suggesting to borrow money from the pension fund, right? You remember?
Right.
The man in Ogun State is saying lack of disbursement or lack of funds. No. And for the police, when you have this deal with the police, I think on Friday or so, the man, they are protesting. Is it not the same police? When the pensioners in Cross River were protesting, you know the police that tear gas those old men is happening to them today. Now they themselves can't get, they want them to take them out of PENCOM or pay whatever. Vero State, even in Rivers, people will go for their money, then police will dispatch them. My uncle at Asaba, from Kwale, he had to take transport about 1,002 to go to Asaba. They will chase them out of that place. Now the man is late. The man died 2018. So people should sit up, do the right thing, because they promise us all these things. Oh, we're going to change the way of doing things. How come we are still in the same system? And everybody pretend as if all is well. Thank you, President Sandra.
Thank you, Chris, for calling us. 99.3. Sorry about that. Call back. Hello.
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 Good evening, Sandra.
Good evening. What's your name, sir?
Adekunle from Ikorodu.
Welcome, Adekunle.
Yeah, my contribution is that I think many companies, even as the complaint is getting higher and higher, they are still not remitting pension for some of their staff. But that aside, I think going forward, the pension contribution, after some time, maybe it should be disbursed to the contributors. Let's say if you set 35 years of service or maybe 60 years, after a period of time,
yes, after a period of time.
So it should be disbursed, whatever it is that you want to use it to do. You can use it to do it. Then you continue, if you are still in service, you continue to contribute. So that the greed of people in charge will not set in, such that they will now be thinking of diverting the fund to do other things. The government coming up to say that there's no fund to pay pensioners is unfounded, because these people have labored, they have contributed their sweat to this scheme. So when it's time for them to collect, it shouldn't be a problem. But the way we run things around there, I don't really understand. They shouldn't allow this thing to. Some people even died without being able to access these funds. So what's the essence in the first place? So after some time, they should allow people to access the funds so they can use it to better their life in whatever way they want to use it. That's my contribution.
All right. Thank you very much for calling to contribute. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for calling. What's your name, sir?
Good evening. This is Olamide.
Welcome, Olamide.
I'm in support of what the last caller said. When it got to maybe 10 or 15 years, people that are still working, they should be able to access their pensions contribution. I believe that there's so much corruption that's going on in that pension scheme of whatever. And legal and the state government are not even helping matters. Look at what happened during the case of Minor, with all the money is squandered. And we don't have a good law in place to checkmate all those issues. He carted away billions and he was asked to pay maybe 75,000. So if you have you have reasonable government that use law to back up all whatever discrepancies are going on, people will stop all this nonsense and stop suffering people. Though the last three callers, they said that maybe some people, whatever they are sown, they are reaping, but they are innocent people that are even going through problems. So one needs to be very careful when one is in office, so that because it will soon, the table will turn around. That's my own contribution.
Thank you very much for calling to contribute, sir. Good evening. Hello.
Yes, good evening, ma. I was the one that called earlier, Stephen.
Yes, Stephen?
Yes.
What's
complaining about our company?
About your company? What's the name of your company?
It's Evergreen Protective Service.
Evergreen. What do they do?
It's a security company.
Security company. Okay.
Yes.
And your contract states that they will pay you pensions. Yes. Hello.
That's what I know. That's what I don't know. But
are they deducting the pension from your salary?
Yes, the actual money they're supposed to pay us, they are not paying us. So we assume that we have even complained to them. They say we should come. They say we should register with a particular pension company, in which we did, but they did not come.
But they're still not paying the. Okay. So what you can do is write an email to EFCC.
Okay.
That's what you do. So write an email to EFCC because I mean it's a crime if your company is not remitting your pension, they're committing fraud. It's a crime at the moment. It's illegal to not pay you, to not contribute to the pensions, right? So write an email to the EFCC, blow the whistle on them, and I mean that should change, hopefully.
Okay. Thank you.
He laughs. Why is he laughing? 99.3, hello.
Good evening once more, Sandra.
Good evening. I don't know how you're doing it. What's your name, sir?
My name is David from Ibeshoriade.
Welcome, David.
Yeah. Do you know the reason why they are not willing to invest the contribution of pension outside Nigeria?
Why?
You don't?
I don't.
Because we have to find out why they are not willing.
Oh, I
then
thought...
if eventually they are doing that, then whatever gain the investors are getting, we, the owner of the funds, have to share with them. It's not that they will just go and be using us to make money. Hello?
I'm here. I'm listening.
So it should be planned like that. Because if they go to, what do they call it, this forest market, where they get all this hard currency, it's a good idea. So, and at the same time, they should be work out that if it is 50-50, whatever gain they are getting from there will be shared with the owners of the money. That's my own way of looking at it.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Well, that's a good point. I mean, and it's a point that experts have been making for a while now, right? So allow for these pensions to be invested abroad. There's a reluctance on the part of the Nigerian state and regulators really to allow these pensions go out, but conversations are ongoing. The last time I had an official from one of the pension administrators on the show with us, he mentioned that conversations are ongoing to allow for the pension administrators to invest in assets outside of Nigeria that could help keep the pension you receive at the end of the day stable or at par with what inflation and devaluation has done. So hopefully it happens before it's our turn to take pensions. 99.3, hello.
Hello.
Thank you for calling. What's your name? Hello.
My name is Abubakar.
Abubakar, welcome.
Yeah.
You're talking to Sandra. Go ahead. You're live on the show.
Oh, okay, Sandra.
Hi.
Please, it's regarding this pension stuff. Me, I'm tired.
Okay.
I feel it's high time for government to just allow people, even if it's 1,000 naira you have in your pension. If you want to have it, they should just let you go with your money. Because a lot of people have gone through stress with this pension stuff. And people are...
Oh, Abubakar, if you can, please call back, okay? If you can, please call back, because I really want to hear your thoughts on the subject. 99.3, hello.
Hi, Sandra.
How are you? What's your name, ma'am?
Victoria.
Victoria, welcome. Go ahead.
Victoria, this pension thing here, I've worked for 16 years.
Okay.
And now my landlord just increased my rent to 1 million. If they can allow me access this pension money, I will go and put something small on my land. How can I work? You are not even sure if the person will live up to that age. Nobody is praying that somebody will eat the fruit of their labor now. I mean, if you have worked for more than 10 years, at least 10 years, let them give us 50%. We are need money now to do maybe you do my parlor on my land. Rather than paying 1 million to one landlord. I beg, help us beg government. Thank you.
All right, Victoria. I mean, but there's also the value of because when you're unable to work, people expect that you're retired by the time you're say 60, 55, 60. Most people at 60, they can't do any work anymore. And that money is supposed to sustain you, help you be alive, help you stay alive until you pass on, because the expectation is, you are a bit too old to like be doing any valuable work, except of course you have some business that is keeping you financially stable, right? So I see the logic for waiting until that age before they start to give it to you. And even if you're not there, you have your next of kin. Your next of kin can have access to your pension if of course you have a pension fund administrator that is not a wuru one. It's so complicated. It really is so complicated. And a lot of it is down to us as a people, and how we are with each other. Because the laws are lax, people are not held accountable. And so it gives people who are ordinarily of questionable character, it gives them room to manipulate the loopholes, so something that's supposed to be great, something that works very well in every other country, it comes here and it gets K-leg. It's disheartening. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for calling.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Ade from Barnet.
Welcome, Ade.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, on my own part, I think I went to my pension office today. I have an issue. Unfortunately for me, I have 2 pension accounts. So my colleague in office now advised me that I need to merge those accounts together. But where I work initially, those pension officer came, they convinced me, they told me that I must have another pension account. But later on, I now find out that it's not workable for me to have 2 pensions, because I first work in an organization where we have a pension. They open a pension account
for you. That's right.
So to my main surprise now, I now went to lodge a complaint, hoping that the other account is going to be made. Well, to my surprise now, it's still not being processed. And I want to know if any procedure or any way out about it.
Have you contacted?
One use the pension fund to get a loan from a bank? If it will be workable, I think it will be good for Nigerians, other than all this pressing and all these problem they are stressing all the pensioners.
Have you?
Thank you, Sandra.
Okay, thank you very much. I mean, I did have questions that I had to ask, but he has to be on the line for me to ask those questions. So some of those questions include: number one, has he spoken with the HR in his organization? Number two, has he tried to get in touch with the pension fund administrators themselves? Because my pension fund administrator has like emails and phone numbers that you can call, and they're on hand to answer any questions that you may have. If you work in an organization and they're not paying your pension, they're not remitting your pension, even though they're deducting it from your salary, please send an email to info@pencom.gov.ng. info@pencom.gov.ng. You can do it anonymously. You can create a new email specifically to do this. info@pencom.gov.ng, and then of course you can CC the EFCC with that email there. The thing about these people is even if there's some what's the word I'm looking for? Even if they say, oh, please, we need you to... I don't even think that's going to happen. I think what most likely happens is that they try to shake down your organization. So your organization feels that it's cheaper to pay the pensions than to actually pay bribes, right? So you're not the one who's going to be made to give mobilization money or any of those nonsense that happens, when you need government agencies to step in and do their jobs, right? So info@pencom.gov.ng. also send an email copying the EFCC as well. EFCC, hold on, let me try and see if I have their email address. Hold on, I'm trying to see if I have their email address in front of me. Google is trying to make me do CAPTCHA, so hold on. Let me just keep taking calls and then I will see that information again. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Yes, thanks for calling.
Hello?
Yes, thanks for calling.
Yeah, my name is David. I'm calling from Lekki.
David, welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just hearing about your pension scheme. And I want to really know the difference between the cooperative and the pension scheme because maybe if you are working in a company and you are putting money on cooperative, when they pay you cooperative, are they not going to pay you the pension or just that's the end?
Cooperative is your personal business. Your pension scheme is your organization's obligation to you when you retire from that place of work. So your pension scheme is coming out of your salary. It's like a small savings that goes into your salary that you use at the end of your service, at the end of your time as a professional. I think the cooperatives, it goes round now. When it's your turn, you collect, Abby.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that one is different. It's very different from pensions. All right. We've got like 3 minutes before we have to wrap the show. And I think there's time for me to at least give somebody 10 grand, right? So 10,000 naira to one lucky person. Who's that lucky person going to be? You just need to answer as many questions as possible, as quickly as possible. And that's how you win. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. Just call, be the highest winner for the day and win. Hello. Hello. Thank you for calling.
This is Taiwo.
Taiwo, do you want to play just a minute?
Yes.
All right, your time starts now.
This is Just a Minute.
Were this weekend's new COVID infections above or below 1,000?
It's above 1,000.
No, it's below. 4.68 million Nigerians have received what?
They have received COVID-19.
That's correct. Which organization distributed guidebooks about how to handle being kidnapped? Huh? Pass. Can you turn your radio off? It's distracting. Turn your radio off.
I've done that.
No, I can still hear your radio, Taiwo.
No.
Oh no, Taiwo, I'm sorry. Your radio was too loud and that made it very difficult to hear each other. And that's also very off-putting for the people who are listening to the show. So let's try somebody else. Hello? Hello?
Hello? Yeah.
You want to play just a minute?
Yes, I want to play just a minute.
Your time starts now.
This is Just a Minute.
Okay.
Governor Sanwo-Olu says which two projects will be done by 2023?
Okay, he says the blue and the red line something.
Which group of drivers are threatening to go on strike?
It's
Sorry?
Time drivers.
In what state did NCC shut down all telecoms operations?
In Zamfara State.
INEC has issued a position paper on what?
Pass.
Nigerians contribute 2.5% of their salaries to what fund for mortgages?
Pass.
Retirees in which southwest state say they are owed 68 billion naira?
Ogun State.
Just ate fufu with lime. I hope all is well. Why won't I frown when they're asking me to produce my great-grandmother's birth certificate and the CO of all the Atlantic Ocean? All because I need a small loan to stock up my store with goods that are in high demand? Relax your mind. Stanbic IBTC SME loan has got your back. Really?
Hello?
Sure.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria.